Hi, everyone. This is Mariah Miller. I am a human design coach and trainer, and I use these human design minis to share a little bit about someone's chart with a question that they sent in. So in this case, it's Prachi. She sent in the chart of her mom and wanted to know more about her strategy, authority, and how to take care of her health. So let's take a look at the chart. So we can see in this chart that we have a number of centers that are undefined. We have 6 undefined centers and we have 3 defined centers. The defined is where you consistently have access to, and the undefined is where the universe comes into play. And the universe comes in to show you different ways in how you can be with certain things and how you can learn from certain things and how you can become wise about certain things. So in this case, we have a generator. So the first thing that I like to look at is what is the person's type. So Prachi, your mom, is what we call a generator. And we can see that because that red square, that is the center of the sacral, and the sacral center is a motor. And that, if that is colored in, this means that she is a generator. Now, what that means for her is that she is here to do what she loves and love what she does. It's really important for her to do that and to be in alignment with things that that are right for her, are the things that she really enjoys doing. Now, there's a couple things that I look at for her because she has this center at the bottom, the root center, that's also defined. When you have the root center defined, you're here to be able to deal with a certain amount of stress. Okay, because the root is where the pressure of life comes in. It's the life force that moves up and it moves directly into that sacral center. So this is someone that has a lot of power to transform, to mutate that channel over here that you can see. That particular channel is one that is it brings in new opportunities, and every so often she in her life will have and have had times when things completely changed 180 degrees, going in one direction, and then all of a sudden there is this sense that things are just no longer aligning and things are just no longer clicking. And that was the time, or is the time, to basically get your ducks in a row and get things set up, because change is coming and you may not know what the change is going to be. And especially Prachi, for you to be around someone who has these changes happening sometimes means like, okay, let's hold on to my hat, because no idea where everything is going to fall and what the pieces will look like once they've all come together. Right? That's kind of your experience of being, or that's kind of the experience of being around someone with that channel. So big, dramatic, possible life changes, very, very likely with this channel. And then this other channel that's defined, we see this channel of discovery. That's a really fun, beautiful channel because it takes that gut response, that let me tell you a little bit about that in just a moment. So I mentioned the sacral center. The sacral center is that center that has that certain amount of energy, but it's not available for everything. It's only available for the things that are right for her in this instance. Okay. So it will say, it will say yes, or it can move forward with the things that it's attracted to, the things that are really right to put the energy in, versus the things that are not so good. Then you'll feel or a pushback. You feel that energy drop into your stomach, like, ugh, get me out of here. Okay. So this is really how she recognizes what is right for her, and how she recognizes what are those things that she loves to be able to really get into. Because once she does this channel of discovery, it's like the whirling dervish. It gets you into something, and it's only like hours later when you have something like, oh my gosh, where did time go? Right. And you've had this whole experience. that is when you're entering things correctly. Now, if you're entering it not correctly, all bets are off. Okay. The other name for this channel is failure where others succeed. So if you're entering in something that's not right, so if your mother in this case enters into something that's not correct for her, she will experience a lot of frustration because that is a sign of a sacral center where the energy is not able to flow correctly. When you're doing things that you don't like to do, it's that wading through molasses, that trying to make things happen, and it's just not working. It's very uncomfortable. So that is really important for her to keep following that, because especially because there is so much undefined, there is a lot of possibility for being able to be pushed off her path and to be presented with opportunities that are really not right. And then feeling like she has to, feeling guilty if she doesn't. Like there's a lot of potential to learn from in that in that instance. The question that you had about her health, we want to take a look at the spleen center, and the spleen center is the center of health and well-being. And when you have it undefined, in general, you tend to not feel good regularly. Like when you don't sleep well one night, you really notice it the next day. If you have it defined, you're kind of okay, you can keep on going. But if you have it undefined, you notice really the little shifts in health really quickly. Because that health center is so sensitive, it's important for her to use not allopathic medicine, not the medicine that, get a shot, take a pill. That's not the right kind of medicine. Think more of homeopathy, energetic medicine, things like that, that would be much more healing, much more gentle to her system. Okay. The spleen has a tremendous ability for conditioning, meaning that if she enters into something that's not correct, it's very often because of that spleen center. That spleen center is one that if you're around people that have it defined, the person with the undefined spleen is like, oh, yes, you make me feel good. You make me have that sense of well-being. I like being around you, whether that person is right for her or not. Okay. So always go back to that sacral center, to that gut response. In this instance, it looks like a very strong ability for her to be able to feel that gut response and to tap into that, and to that's the courage there to follow it, to dare to follow it, because with that kind of individual circuitry that your mom has, there may be a sense of not feeling like she belongs, and that can really, it can throw you off. It can also bring up a lot of moodiness. So there is a lot of potential for her to want to feel good and therefore stay in situations too long. Prachi, I hope this was helpful. I know this was a ton of information in just a teeny tiny little segment. I hope it was helpful. Take care. Bye.